welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course, I hope you already have an amazing day so far. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yanni, and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. Of course, I will keep it short. On this channel, you will find lots and lots of seasonal DIYs and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content, of course, I hope you click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find all the links for our other DIY channels I also do together with Diane, so go check it out. And for now, I hope you get out your tumbler towel blocks too. And of course, if you only want to watch, have fun watching, everyone. So the first thing what we're going to do, we are going to unwrap, of course, our canvas, but we are not going to use the canvas. So I'm going to get away all the canvas piece and of course the little tags which are instead of nails. I don't know how you call it in Dutch. We call it nietjes. So it's a little bit different. So nietjes. So I'm going to remove all of them from both of my pieces. So I won't bore you with that. I will do that out of camera. So I was telling you just removing the canvas. Now this was really really a task. When I see it on YouTube and I see other people remove the canvas, it is going smooth and everything is going right. But when I remove my canvas, it is one disaster. So you see already, this is my canvas. What I'm going to do, because I don't use the insides, I'm going to glue them on top of each other. So I'm going to do some wood glue over here, and I'm laying this one on top of here because I'm making a thicker height. So for me, it doesn't matter, but always when I see people do it so easily, I feel so, yeah, stupid, but at least I feel so dumb that I don't get it the way. And they do whoop, bop, bop, and everything is right. So I show you also that don't worry, if it's not going right with you, it is also not going right with me. I'm going to get my wood glue and I'm going to glue this together and let it dry for at least half an hour. What I did do, because the nails also didn't come out, they all broke off. So I let them in and I hammered them with my hammer totally into the wood. So it doesn't matter if everything is correct, then he will glue together. At least I hope I will, but also with everyone else, it does glue immediately. With my, it doesn't. So if it doesn't happen to you, don't worry. You see, it happens with everyone. So maybe I always love to show you also things that go wrong, because no DIY is going perfect, at least not the most of them. So I'm going to place this on top of here and I'm going to do some paint cans on top of it to give it a little bit more pressure, so it gets a nice yeah, a nice touching to each other like this. So I leave this for an hour, a half an hour. And do you want to see DIYing in real life? This is this is real life. I just throw everything up what I can find to give it some pressure. So it is one big mess, but we let it dry. And here you see how the heart turned out. I glued it together, so you still can see a little bit through it on the top, but it's just a little piece of my canvas. I need to cut it out, but you see it was a big task just to get it get it right already. What we're going to do right now, we are going to give it some furniture wax, because and then I can let it dry at least also a half hour, so it can suck into the wood real good, because I love the rustic color. And then we're going to make with tumbling towel blocks our frame for over it. But first I'm going to give it some furniture wax. So you see how he's changing. He's totally give it a nice darker rustic look. But if you like more of the farmhouse style with the white colors, of course, go ahead, do it in the white colors. And I did a heart, like I said, because I had it laying around. But of course, if you have a square or some other shape, go ahead, do whatever you think is right. Just don't pay too much money for making a DIY. So I'm going to finish this off, and then we're going to do the next step. I did the whole heart with the furniture wax. Of course, I did one side I left open because I'm going to glue some blocks on top of here. So, it glues better when you don't have your wax on it. So I did the sides, the inside, and of course the back side. I did with some furniture wax and I let it dry. And now I'm going to get my tumbling tile blocks and my print, and we are going to make our print blocks. Our heart is drying and we are going to make, Diane has also made a heart with the Farmhouse rustic style on our main channel Deco Easy. So if you want to see that heart, this one will be upside down. I won't use it as a heart. I just, the shape is a heart, but I'm going to turn it over. But we are going to do some prints. I have 4 prints I'm going to use. I'm going to do this stripe, I'm going to do this star, I'm going to do this stripe, and I'm going to do this star. So you see I have both of them with the blue and the white and the red and the white, of course. I'm going to do it very easy. I'm doing it print for print. I'm going to place this upside down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my block, I'm going to do some Mod Podge on the back side like this. Just do some, make sure that you don't need too much, but too little is also, because it still sucks into the wood a little bit. So I'm just dabbing what off, and I'm going to, because I want to have the stripes this way, so I'm going to place it on top of here and just squeeze it and press it down. We're going to take another one and we're going to place this one also behind the other one like this, and you leave open a little piece like this, squeeze it. And we are going to do, before this kind of print, I'm going to do 7 of each blocks, so I get 28 blocks, 7 of each color, and again press it down, take the next one, and we are going so on, and I will do all the colors of all our prints, and you will find those prints also in our free printable. They are from Google, but you can I especially did them for you in our free printables, so you can find them easily than you have to look on Google. So go check out the free printables. There you find also this kind of print. Normally I don't place Google prints there, but I think maybe you like it a little bit better if you find it on the same spot. So I will do this, and then we're going to do the next step. Our papers with our tumbling tile blocks are drying. We are going to further with that in a moment, but first we are going to make 3 little signs we are going to glue on top of our frame. So this is 3, and now again 3 blocks. So we are going to make just an underbase for our signs. So I'm just going to glue 3 blocks together this way. This is 1. And we're going to do for a 3rd one, and then we already have the base for our signs. Very easy and very fast, just a simple 3 blocker. And again 1 here, and glue this one together. This is 1, and already the last of this block. This is frame number 2, and now we're going for frame number 3, the last one, because I use 3 little signs on top of it, because I think, at least I think I like 3 signs. Maybe I will use 2, you know, then we keep 1 over, but, and again, we have already our 3 cute little signs. And if you just want to make a sign, just do a stand under it like this, and you already have your sign on a stand, and you can already paint it in a color and do some print on top of it, and you have your own cute sign for in your tier tray. But we are going to just glue it this way. Now I have printed out some prints, and of course you see it backwards. And of course I also had a comment from I don't know if I speak her name right, Heather, but not with A, but only with an A. So, but she knows where it is. And you see here the comment that she made. If I always was thinking of Canada Day, I have to be honest, I never heard of it. Of course, I heard of Canada, but not Canada Day on the 1st of July. So I didn't hear. And I made also, especially for her, two little signs for she can use for her Canada Day. And of course, everyone can use them because they are in our free printables. So you see it now backwards, but Happy Canada Day, and again also under here. So for everyone who celebrates Canada Day, of course, you can find also some free printables, and it also is called Canada Day. So, but for now, I'm going to do for the 4th of July, I did this one, and I did 3 from this one. So, but I think I'm going for the blue one this time. So I'm going to cut this one out and Mod Podge them on my cute little sides. So I did cut them out. I'm going to give them some Mod Podge on the back side. And I use the paper I don't need anymore as a cover under it, so I don't mess up a lot of my table. And I'm going to place them over here in the little square. And of course I have to be sure that I have it really in the middle, this way, and I have it straight like this. So you see already, this is already one. I will do the rest. You see, I did the print on all 3 of them, but I don't like the neutral color, at least the color of the blocks. I'm going to get my furniture wax, of course, and I'm going to give it a nice rustic look. But you can do anything you like. If you love more the white background, then you have to paint before you do your print on top. You have to paint your little blocks, because or else it's more difficult to go around it when you have your print already on top of it. But with wax it doesn't matter, because wax is a little bit of distressing and a little bit rustic, so it doesn't mind with that. So I'm going to go all around, and then we're going to do the next step. Here you see the first paper we did with our tumbling tile blocks, and they are still on the back side. What I'm going to do, because I want to have the sides, this side doesn't matter because we are going to glue it on top of our heart, but maybe I give it a little light coat with some furniture wax. But of course I want to do the sides, and when I have them already cut out and glue them on top of my heart, you won't it's not easy to come with it without spilling on your print, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going on the sides and just like this way over it, and just do it whatever you normally would do. And now your print is totally covered, because he's still on the front of your paper. So this works, I think this worked the best. We will see if I'm right or not. So it can also be a really big disaster. So we will see. So I'm going to finish up all the 4 pieces of our paper. So everything is drying on my table. It is one big mess, but in a moment we are going to put everything together, and then it will make sense too. But of course, when this is dry, I'm going to cut them out and I do my sanding paper, and I'm going to sand them around the edges of the blocks. So I hope it will turn out okay, because I didn't see the back side from one only, from what the red and white stripes. So I am really curious how this will turn out. So I have here my piece of my paper with my blocks. I'm going to cut off the underside like this, and I just do this away, and I'm going to cut off this side like this, and we are going to go through the middle exactly this way, and we're going to the middle of each block this way and just this way, so we get nice little blocks. And we are going to take our sanding tool and we are going to sand over it to make a nice block out of it. I'm going to first make all the blocks separate from each other, so this way. So I will do this, and then I'm going to sand them, and then you will see the result. And here you see all the blocks are from the paper, and just did sand them. You see, this is how they turned out, and this is the back side, of course, of our tumbling tile block, like this. So I have the stripe, the stars, the stripe, and the stars again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my heart and I'm going to place it in the way I want to have it, on top of a stand. We're going to make later the stand. The stand will be very easy, but I'm going to use my heart this way, like this, not this way, but I'm going to do it this way, and he will be on a stand. So I'm going to fill up my blocks over here, so we will see how this will turn out. You see, I was just playing around with the blocks, and I did, of course, 4 of the blue and white stripe, 4 of the red and white, 4 of the stars, and 4 of these stars. And I'm going to do it. And now I have still 4 of each block I have over here for the second layer. But I'm going to glue this on top of here. And of course, you can do any way you like. If you like everyone in the same direction, it's also fine. Do whatever you think is right. I'm going for this thing, and I'm going to, of course, do some glue under it. And I'm just going to place it and just glue it this way. I'm going to do some glue and again place it over here, keep it in place for a couple of minutes, and so I go on and on and on, and then we go to, in a moment we do the second row. The first row is on top of our heart. You can almost not see it is a heart anymore. Now we're going to make a second row, and again I'm just going to play around with looks good or which doesn't look right. So do whatever you think is right, and I do it with the 4th of July paper, but of course you can do it with any paper for the summer season, with lemons. Choose anything, and even in the fall season you can do it Christmas with Christmas prints, so you can do anything with it. So I'm just going to play around for the second layer, and then you will see how it's looking like on the heart. You see, I played around with the second layer, and I did totally of 2 blocks from each on top of here, also 2 now from the blue and white, and 2 from the stars, and 2 of the red and white. And I'm keeping over 2 of the each blocks like this because I don't need this one. So I'm going to place them over here because I don't think I'm going to need them. So I'm going to glue this one on top of here, so I have to make a little bit sure that I have it on the place I want to place my block. So I have to be, and over here, and again just place it in between, and so you go on and on the place you want to have it this way. So I will do the rest. Layer number 2 is on top of here, and I think it's, for me, it's more than enough. What I'm going to do, I'm now going to make our 3 little signs we made. I'm going to lay them and look where I want to have them, and I think a little bit like this way. I'm going to, this one a little bit lower, I think over here, this one over here, and this one sideways over here. So I'm going to glue them on top. So I'm doing some glue over here and some glue over here, and just lay it down and just wait until it is dry. We are going to do some glue on the top over here, on this top, and again just lay it down and wait until it is dried. And we're going to do it the same over here, some glue, and over here, and we are just going to place it down and wait until it is dried up. So we already have our signs. Maybe I can show it to you a little better this way. So he's already looking very nice. I know you see the word USA backwards, but of course that's just my telephone. This is already almost decorated. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out of my stash my garland with some boxwood, and I was looking if I would like, and the pop of green is so nice, which is popping out of the reed. So I'm going to get my garland and we're going to fill it up some little places with some greenery. So I only take this kind of boxwood, and you can use any greenery you like. This is just what I like. So I have over here I have a little opening. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some, of course I need some glue. Before I can glue, I do some on the leaf, and I'm going to lay down on the reed. I'm going to lay down this piece of boxwood, and I'm going to do the same but in the opposite direction. Again, some glue over here, and I'm going to place it on this side but on top of here, and keep it in place for a couple of seconds until it is dried up. And so I'm going to fill up all the little gaps, and you get a nice pop of little green, but you don't have to do it. This is just my privilege. I placed my greenery, my boxwood inside, and this is how he's looking because he's coming on this side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a little bow, but a very simple bow here in between in the middle because he's coming on this side. And I'm going to do the bow so easy because I always take just a piece of twine because I'm not a great bow maker. I'm really a bad bow maker. So I'm going to do some in my hand, and I'm going to turn it over a couple of times like this. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to get my rope, and I'm going to loop it over, loop it over, loop it over like this. And I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to do some glue on the back side, and I already have the top of my bow. And then I'm going to do, very easy, of course I have to show you the tails. I'm also going to do again the same this way, and I'm going to get it over here, leave this over. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to cut this one, this and this I'm going to cut off, and I'm going to squeeze this one together, glue my bow on top of here, and we have already a twine bow with some tails on it, but you see it in a moment. So this is already the top of our bow I just made, and I'm just have a couple of these pieces of twine, and I think this time I did 1, 2, 3, 5, and I'm going to squeeze them together this way like this, and I'm going to do some glue on here and just glue it together like one big bundle. And I'm just going to let it dry a couple of seconds until it is, you can touch it with your hand. And of course, this is a little bit messy, but don't worry, just squeeze the glue on top of here, and you can really mold it like this. But be careful, I don't feel anything with my fingers, but you be careful. And I'm going to make the tails even long, because you see already they don't have the same length. Cut it off, and I'm going to place it on top of here. Just do some, I thought I have my glue gun on, but he had it for today. he's already finished. So, and of course in the Netherlands we call a glue is of course in the Netherlands lijm. So also very easy, lijm, and you call it glue. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to place my tails in here, and I'm going to squeeze it and keep it in place until it is dried up. And the only thing I need to do right now is just gluing the top of our tail on tail at the top of our bow on here. Of course, I have to be sure that I have some glue over here. And what I always do, because I always like to finish up my glue a little bit different than I think a lot of you do. And I'm going to work with it. And I'm going to take little pieces of the greenery I always use in my display. I'm going to cut it off, and do some glue on the ending and just squeeze it inside the bow on the back side. And again, a little piece, cut it off, take some glue, and again squeeze it inside, so we get a nice finishing touch of our bow. So I will do the rest and then we're going to do the stand. So now our 4th of July little heart is finished. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it the stand because I don't have my hanging. I have it on the side, but he needs to stand. He cannot stand on his own because we did some glues, some blocks over here, some glues, some blocks over here. So what we're going to do, we are going to make our own stand, and it's so easy because I always love easy. So we are going to put 2 blocks together this way. This is 1. And we are going to do number 2, and again place it and press it down, remove the glue, and we're going to do number 3, again place it and press it down, and the last one we are going to press it down like this. And what we're going to do right now, it's very easy. We are going to glue 2 blocks on top of each other. So also very easy. Just place them on top of each other, squeeze it real hard. And we do the same with this one. Of course, I need some glue again. And we are going to glue it this way, like this. And now we only need to glue these 2 together. But we have to sure if this is fitting quite nice, or maybe we have to look. I think it will. And do some glue. And again, squeeze it and press it down. And we get a very easy 4 blocks each on each side. Double it up and you already have 1 part of the stand. And now we're going to do 2 blocks and we do it on the top. It was a little bit too much glue already, see, and glue this one like this, but we are not gluing it on top yet. We are going to do that later. We are going to now give it some furniture wax because now he's not totally fitting with our heart. So I'm going to do some furniture wax on top of here, and then we're going to glue it on top of here. So I'm going to do some furniture wax, but not everywhere. I'm just going to do the sides like this, and for the top I'm just only doing this piece, and on the other side this piece, because the rest will be with the underside of course our heart. And I'm going to do this part and this, and then the sides, and that's all we are going to do. So you see, I placed you totally down on my on my placemat. What I'm going to do, because here you see the top we use as a stand. So I'm going to lay on top here, and I made sure that it is doubled up because or else your blocks would be coming on the table. So I doubled it up, and I'm going to find my spot over here, and I have to look where he stays when he doesn't turn anymore, because he finds his own way. You see, if I am correctly, I am almost there where he wants to stay. I have to look for that I have it totally straight, and I turned it over so you can see it even better. So I'm going to do some glue, because we are going to glue this one on the back side against this heart, so he can't go anywhere. So it's a very easy way just to glue your pieces together. So we are just going to do some glue over here on this, and we are going to place it on top over here and make sure that he is in place, and just squeeze it and press it against and wait until it is dried up like this. And then we can turn it over.
And here you see finally a quick impression of our tumbling towel blocks 4th of July heart, and I'm so happy how it turned out. And oh, like I said earlier, if you use a square or another shape is also fine too. Just decorate it the way you think it's right, and I am really happy that you came over to see what I was up to. And of course, if you're not subscribed and you like what you see, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button. And if you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for this DIY channel and of course the link for our main channel, Take Easy. And don't forget the free printables. So enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day and I hope to see you next time. Bye.